The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolo Machiavelli. In the theater of war, the first battle is never fought with swords or cannons. It begins in the mind. Every thought is a soldier, every impulse a potential traitor. React impulsively, and you surrender your throne. Napoleon Bonaparte, a master strategist, once believed that the Russian campaign would be swift and decisive. His overconfidence led him to underestimate the harsh winter and the resilience of the Russian people. This miscalculation, driven by unchecked ambition, resulted in one of his most significant defeats. Had he paused to reflect, to control his impulses, history might have remembered him differently. In the game of chess, the first move is crucial. Reacting to your opponent's moves places you on the defensive. True mastery lies in controlling the board, in making moves that force your opponent into a corner. Every reaction is a concession, every calculated move a step toward victory. In today's world, the battlefield has expanded. Social media, workplace dynamics, and personal relationships are arenas where reactions can lead to ruin. A hasty comment, an unguarded response, can escalate conflicts and damage reputations. The cost of failure is high: lost opportunities, fractured relationships, and a tarnished self-image. But the reward of discipline is mastery. By controlling your reactions, you command the battlefield. You become the strategist, not the pawn. You dictate the terms of engagement. Remember, the first strike is always in your mind. Master it, and you master the game. Master your mind, and you master the battlefield. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolo Machiavelli. Your mind is your throne. Every thought is a subject, every impulse a potential traitor. React impulsively, and you risk a coup within your own court. Master your mind, and you command your realm. In the annals of history, the most formidable rulers were those who governed themselves first. Machiavelli, in his discourses on Livy, emphasized the importance of self-control and prudence in leadership. He argued that a wise ruler should rely on what is under his own control, not on what is under the control of others. This principle underscores the necessity of mastering one's own reactions to maintain authority and stability. Consider the Roman general Fabius Maximus, known as Cunctator or the Delayer. During the Second Punic War, he adopted a strategy of avoiding direct confrontation with Hannibal's forces, opting instead for a war of attrition. His restraint and calculated pauses in battle allowed Rome to recover and eventually triumph. Fabius understood that impulsive aggression could lead to disaster. Thus, he ruled his emotions, and by extension, his army. In modern contexts, the principle remains relevant. In high-stakes negotiations, leaders who react impulsively often find themselves at a disadvantage. Those who pause, assess, and respond with calculated precision are more likely to achieve favorable outcomes. Mastery over one's reactions is not just a personal virtue, it's a strategic advantage. To rule your mind is to rule your life. Every reaction is a potential rebellion. Every moment of restraint, a consolidation of power. Crown your thoughts, observe silently, and pause before you act. In doing so, you transform your mind into an unassailable throne. Master your mind, and you master your realm. The day is won before the sun has fully risen. Before the world stirs, before distractions claw at your attention, the battlefield lies silent, waiting. Your mind is the fortress, and the first hour of dawn is the siege that determines every victory or defeat to come. If you surrender this hour, your thoughts scatter like untrained soldiers, and the day becomes a relentless assault you were never prepared to endure. Discipline is your shield, focus your sword, and routine your armor. The warrior who dominates his morning dominates his world. Dawn drills are not mere habits. They are tactical exercises that train your mind to respond with precision under pressure. When the alarm sounds, it is not a call to grogginess. It is a trumpet summoning your strategic instincts. Make your bed like securing the perimeter of a fortress. Stretch, move, and breathe with intention, as if marshalling your troops before battle. Each deliberate act strengthens your mental fortification. You are building reflexes that will serve you when chaos rises, when colleagues, social media, or unforeseen events attempt to ambush your focus. Preemptive positioning is the art of claiming territory before the enemies. Arrive before the storm. Organize your desk, your workspace, your mind. Set the rules of engagement for your day. Control your surroundings so that the external world cannot dictate your rhythm. Every unplanned interruption you neutralize in the morning is a victory in the larger war. The world will test your patience, but those who take the first move in their own environment force others into reactive positions. You decide the battlefield. You choose where the fight begins. Energy is the most potent weapon at your disposal. Early focus is ammunition. Scattered attention is a self-inflicted ambush. The mind, left unfed by structure, grows weak and vulnerable, giving ground to distraction and emotional reaction. Nourish yourself, plan with precision, and strike the day with clarity. Each hour of intentional effort compounds, building momentum that cannot be stopped once it moves. Hesitate, and your potential is captured, your time plundered, your day compromised before it even begins. History and modern life alike show this principle in action. Elite performers, from military commanders to CEOs, seize the morning to prepare for the battles that follow. They train, they meditate, they plan. In contrast, those who drift into the day react to every chaos, every provocation, every minor setback, and end the day exhausted, battered, and defeated. The battlefield rewards the strategist, the one who sees the dawn not as a casual beginning, but as the opening salvo of a prolonged campaign. Your morning is the proving ground. Rise early, claim it, fortify your mind. Position yourself strategically. Channel your energy into precise action. Every small victory before the world wakes multiplies into control, confidence, and authority that cannot be taken once the day unfolds. The disciplined mind, armed with routine, becomes a predator that moves before prey can react. The day is seized before it even begins. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. The battlefield is not always a clash of swords or a roar of cannons. Often, the most lethal weapon is invisibility. Your mind at perfect stillness, your intentions unreadable. Stillness is not weakness. It is a strategy. It is the silence that hides the predator within you, waiting for the perfect strike. Every twitch, every visible reaction is ammunition for your enemy. The instant you reveal yourself, you give them the advantage. Master stillness, and you dictate the pace of engagement. The world moves in chaos. You move in quiet control. Silence is both shield and sword. It protects your vulnerabilities while preparing devastating actions that your opponents cannot anticipate. Imagine a general observing the battlefield, unmoved by the cries and chaos around him. Each thought, each calculation is a silent missile aimed with precision. In your daily life, every unmeasured reaction, every angry email, every defensive argument throws open the gates to attack. Hold your tongue, steady your mind, and watch the battlefield reveal itself. Your patience becomes your fortress, your calm your armor, and when you strike, it is surgical, unavoidable, and complete. Emotional stealth is a form of dominance. The predator does not advertise hunger. The strategist does not expose doubt. By concealing your emotional state, you prevent others from exploiting it. In modern life, this translates to high-stakes negotiations, workplace conflicts, or social confrontations. When others try to bait you, when the world screams for an immediate reaction, you remain unmoved. Your opponent reveals their strategy first, you act last, with clarity and impact. Every moment of restraint becomes a tactical advantage, every unreadable glance a tool of power. Patience over impulse is your ultimate ally. Like a lion at the waterhole, you wait. The prey cannot anticipate your timing. Those who strike hastily exhaust themselves on trivial victories, while you conserve your strength for decisive moments. Frantic offense is a trap. Every impulsive move is a surrender of control. Observe, calculate, and then execute. Every battle you enter on your terms ensures that victory is not just possible. It is inevitable. The chaos of the world rushes past, but you remain grounded, the eye of the storm unshakable and deadly. The cost of abandoning stillness is high. React too quickly, and you are ensnared by the designs of others. Your plans unravel, your credibility erodes, your authority is compromised. The reward of patience is unmatched. You move through life as the invisible predator, the unseen strategist, always 2 steps ahead. Your calm becomes the measure of your power, your silence a weapon that no one else can wield. Hold your ground, conceal your intentions, strike with precision. In a world of chaos, stillness is supremacy. Silence is my sword, stillness my shield. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Your throne is surrounded by shadows, whispers, and opportunists waiting for a moment of weakness. Every distraction, every toxic influence, every unchecked impulse is a traitor in your court. To rule, you must strike ruthlessly, not out of malice, but out of necessity. Power is not shared. It is seized, defended, and preserved. Hesitation is death. History has shown that greatness requires elimination. Julius Caesar did not ascend Rome by tolerating rivals. He identified threats, neutralized them with precision, and consolidated power before chaos could spread. Every enemy removed was a step toward stability, every decisive action a statement of authority. You too must survey your environment, identify what undermines your throne, and act without mercy. Weakness invites attack, decisiveness breeds dominance. Focus is your sword. The scattered mind is a target. Multitasking, constant distractions, and emotional chaos are like letting enemy archers fire at your walls unchecked. Concentration is not a luxury, it is a weapon. The moment you divide your attention, you signal vulnerability. Commit fully to the task at hand, strike with precision, and do not allow the noise of lesser concerns to derail your strategy. Every interruption you ignore, every trivial temptation you resist, strengthens your citadel. Boundaries are the walls of your fortress. Without them, the world encroaches. People will test your limits, your patience, your discipline. If you falter, they will exploit it relentlessly. Say no when it must be said. Guard your time as fiercely as a general guards his army. Protect your energy as if it were gold. Every clear boundary is a moat around your throne. Every firm decision a rampart that keeps predators at bay. In modern life, the battlefield is subtle but just as lethal. Toxic colleagues, social media noise, unnecessary obligations, all are weapons aimed at your focus and willpower. Ignore them, remove what is unnecessary, and your mind becomes a razor-sharp instrument. Every distraction eliminated is momentum gained. Every boundary enforced is respect commanded. Ruthless elimination is not cruelty. It is a strategy. It is discipline. It is the understanding that power demands sacrifice and that the throne cannot be shared with chaos. Sweep away everything that does not serve your vision, purge the weak links, fortify your defenses, and move forward with clarity. Every moment wasted on what is irrelevant is a moment given to your enemies. Identify your threats. Cut dead weight. Focus your mind. Enforce absolute boundaries. Leave nothing to chance. The battlefield of life rewards the decisive, punishes the hesitant, and never forgives the distracted. Remove what weakens you, dominate with clarity. Men in power are not those who show all, but those who reveal nothing. Your mind may storm, your thoughts may clash like armies in revolt, yet the world must never see the chaos within. The battlefield is as much about perception as it is about action. To command, you must wear the mask of authority, a calm, unyielding exterior that conceals the turbulence beneath. Your composure is your armor, your silence, a weapon. Those who underestimate you because of visible emotion are already defeated. A stoic facade is not deception, it is strategy. Consider the generals who stood unmoved while the ground shook beneath them. Their soldiers trusted their calm, their enemies feared it. Every outwardly controlled breath signals strength, every measured word a declaration of power. In modern life, this translates to negotiations, leadership and conflict. Reveal panic, doubt or frustration, and the world moves against you. Project serenity, and you force opponents into miscalculations, unsure of your true intentions. Calm is intimidation. Stillness is authority. Decoy moves are the art of misdirection. You cannot afford to reveal all your strategies at once. Like a chess grandmaster sacrificing a pawn to draw the opponent into a trap, every gesture, every decision can be calculated to guide others toward error. Allow the enemy to overcommit, to expose weakness first. Masked movements confuse them. Controlled ambiguity disarms. Your adversaries expend their energy on illusions, while your real forces position silently, relentlessly for decisive impact. Every false step you allow them to take is a victory without a fight. Commanding presence is felt before action is taken. Power announces itself in posture, gaze, and the unshakable certainty of one who knows the stakes and has mastered the battlefield within. The mere aura of control causes hesitation, forces respect, and compels obedience. In meetings, negotiations, or social encounters, the one who carries presence without desperation forces others to reveal themselves first. You do not have to strike immediately. Your presence alone disarms, destabilizes, and dominates the psychological terrain. The cost of revealing your inner chaos is high. Every visible doubt invites attack. Every emotional tremor weakens your position. Every reactive expression gives away strategy. The reward of the mask is sovereignty. It preserves your options, consolidates your influence, and allows you to act decisively when the moment is truly yours. Master the art of concealment, and you wield power not through force alone, but through perception, patience, and precision. Wear a mask. Hold the calm. Guide the enemy into error. Project authority even when your mind churns. The battlefield bows to those who hide the storm beneath their surface. Command is silent. Presence is lethal. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command himself. Your deadliest weapon is not outside you. It is forged within. The inner assassin does not rush. It waits, silent and patient, calculating the perfect moment to strike. Reactivity is surrender. Impulse is betrayal. Every unrestrained thought, every unmeasured emotion is a crack in your armor, a foothold for enemies to exploit. To dominate the battlefield, you must first dominate yourself. Emotional assassination begins with awareness. Identify the impulses that would betray you: anger, fear, envy, and cut them down before they reach the surface. Like a spy eliminating threats in the shadows, you neutralize chaos within before it can act against you. In modern life, this is the pause before replying to a provocative message, the restraint in a tense negotiation, the silence when others expect an emotional reaction. Every time you intercept a destructive impulse, you reinforce your authority over your own mind. You become untouchable because your mind is no longer a battlefield, it is a fortress. Calculated retaliation is the assassin's strike. It does not lunge blindly. It waits until victory is certain, till the conditions align perfectly. When you act, it lands like a blade in the dark. Silent, unstoppable, decisive, impulsive strikes leave you exposed. Measured precision ensures domination. Observe the opponent, assess the terrain, measure your strength, and then execute. Let the world see only results, not the hours of preparation, the silent discipline, the internal war waged without fanfare. Your action, when taken, should feel inevitable, like the strike of a shadow that has always been there. Self-policing instincts are the compass of the inner assassin. Constant vigilance over your own thoughts and impulses ensures no misstep goes uncorrected. Every twitch of frustration, every spark of doubt is noted, assessed, and neutralized. This is not repression, it is mastery. Like a predator sensing the slightest movement of prey, you detect internal disturbances before they manifest. This inner surveillance creates a state of readiness, a perpetual advantage that keeps you ahead of every challenge, every adversary, every unseen threat. The cost of neglecting the inner assassin is high. Reactivity leads to regret, to squandered opportunity, to enemies exploiting your flaws. Precision is dominance. Discipline is sovereignty. Every action you take, tempered by the assassin within, increases your influence, sharpens your edge, and fortifies your throne. Life rewards those who strike with certainty, who control the battlefield within before engaging the world outside. Control your impulses. Strike only when victory is assured. Watch yourself, correct yourself, perfect yourself. The inner assassin waits, silent but deadly, and in its patience lies unstoppable power. Strike from within. Victory follows, silently. He who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is unstoppable. Within you lies a wolf, a primal force of energy, aggression, and instinct. Left unchecked, it devours your focus, your clarity, and your power. Yet when tamed and directed, it becomes the ultimate weapon. Feeding the wolf is not indulgence, it is mastery. Channel that raw energy into strategy, letting it sharpen your mind, harden your resolve, and drive every calculated move. The battlefield is not only external, it is within, and the wolf inside must be fed wisely. Primal energy is strategy in motion. The fire that could burn down your life if uncontrolled can become the forge of dominance if harnessed. Anger, ambition, desire, all are ammunition when aimed with precision. Think of historical generals whose fury fueled campaigns without clouding judgment. In modern terms, your drive, your competitive fire, your untamed willpower can propel you past obstacles, but only if you do not let it dictate reaction. Every surge of adrenaline, every instinctual impulse must be seized, refined, and turned into deliberate power. Feed the wolf, let it grow strong under your command. The predator's patience is your guide. Wolves do not rush their hunt. They observe, wait, and strike at the exact moment when victory is assured. You must emulate this discipline. Aggression without timing is recklessness. Knowing when to act and when to remain still separates kings from pawns. In negotiations, in personal ambitions, in the chaotic flow of daily life, timing transforms force into dominance. The wolf that leaps too soon risks injury. The wolf that waits, calculated and silent, leaves nothing to chance. Let patience temper your instincts. Let observation sharpen your claws. Aggression without exposure is your armor. The wolf does not flaunt vulnerability. It asserts dominance without overextending. Controlled assertiveness sends clear signals. You are powerful, decisive, and unyielding. You do not need to display every capability, reveal every plan, or strike at every slight. The moment you overcommit, you open yourself to counterattack. Every calculated move must maintain the balance between force and discretion. Show teeth, but conceal the full extent of your jaws. Let the world see strength, but never the full depth of your arsenal. The cost of ignoring the wolf is surrender. Passive energy becomes chaos. Reactive anger becomes weakness. Untamed instinct becomes self-destruction. The reward of feeding it properly is dominance. You are fierce, strategic, and untouchable. Your presence commands respect. Your patience ensures victories that rash competitors can only dream of. You harness the primal within and turn instinct into an instrument of power. Channel the wolf. Observe like a hunter. Strike with calculated precision. Every controlled surge, every disciplined bite extends your throne and solidifies your sovereignty. The battlefield bows to those who master their primal forces, not those who are mastered by them. Feed the wolf, strike with control. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. Life is a chessboard, and you are both king and strategist. Every interaction, every choice, every word spoken is a move in a game that never pauses. Reacting impulsively is surrender. It hands initiative to your opponent and exposes your weaknesses. To master this battlefield, you must see several moves ahead. You must anticipate consequences, set traps, and maneuver with precision. Each action becomes a calculated strike. Each silence a fortress protecting your crown. Every move is calculated. The impulsive warrior strikes first and suffers the aftermath. The patient strategist waits, studies, and manipulates the battlefield so that the opponent reveals their hand before you commit. In modern life, this is the person who resists the urge to fire back at an online attack, who measures responses in negotiation, who chooses timing over temper. By refusing to react immediately, you force others into predictable patterns, and predictability is power. Every measured choice builds authority, credibility, and strategic advantage. You do not react, you dictate. Sacrifice for strategic gain is the mark of mastery. Like a chess master willing to lose a pawn to capture the queen, you must sometimes retreat, defer, or yield temporarily to secure a greater victory. Julius Caesar knew when to withdraw forces to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, preserving strength for decisive campaigns. In personal and professional battles, this looks like resisting short-term gratification, avoiding conflict that weakens your position, and prioritizing long-term outcomes over fleeting victories. Retreat is not weakness. It is the preservation of your throne and the preparation for a more decisive strike. Long-term positioning is the ultimate advantage. Impulsive warriors burn energy, reveal intentions, and leave themselves exposed. The strategist bides time, controls perception, and positions every resource to maximize future impact. Victory belongs to those who play the long game, who understand that the board is never static, that every move ripples across future outcomes, and that patience is a weapon sharper than any blade. In life, as on the chessboard, foresight converts pressure into control, chaos into calculated opportunity. The cost of neglecting the chessboard mindset is steep. Every hasty reaction strengthens your opponents, erodes your authority, and diminishes the power you could command. The reward of mastery is undeniable. You move with certainty, influence the course of events, and strike only when advantage is absolute. You become untouchable, not by brute force, but by strategic supremacy. Calculate each step, anticipate every counter, sacrifice wisely. Position yourself for ultimate dominance. The battlefield of life rewards the patient, the observant, and the deliberate. Your crown is maintained not by impulsive strikes, but by the precision of every move. Master the board. The world bends to your strategy. Men rise from one habit to another, and no man can conquer himself without discipline. Discipline is the weapon of kings, and the battlefield begins within. Every day presents an endless barrage of chaos, provocation, and temptation. Without a fortified mind, without an iron will, you are a castle with crumbling walls, vulnerable to siege. The ritual is your armor, the repeated act that transforms ordinary moments into shields of resilience. When the world strikes with distraction, fear, or insult, your rituals are the battlements that absorb the impact, letting only calculated action pass through. Ritual as armor. Every morning, every deliberate act, every repeated pattern strengthens your mental citadel. Like a knight donning chainmail before battle, your rituals protect you from impulsive reactions that betray power. A simple daily practice, journaling, meditation, focused reading, becomes more than habit. It becomes a weapon against chaos. In modern life, this translates to preparing your mind before emails, meetings, or social provocation, ensuring you enter the field unshaken, deliberate, untouchable. Mental rehearsal is the forge of dominance. Champions in every field visualize the conflict before it arrives. Soldiers anticipate the enemy's moves. Athletes replay the final moments in their heads. And CEOs simulate high-pressure decisions before they are forced. You must train your mind the same way. Picture yourself confronted with insult, betrayal, or pressure. See yourself responding with calculated calm, controlling the flow, dictating the terms. When reality arrives, your responses are not reactive. They are preordained, precise, and unstoppable. Your throne is defended without a single rash motion. Resilience through repetition transforms your internal fortress into an unshakable stronghold. Every ritual, every rehearsal, every disciplined act compounds into strength that cannot be undermined by momentary chaos. Like soldiers marching daily to sharpen muscles and stamina, your mind is trained to endure provocation, fatigue, and distraction. Impulse becomes impossible. Hesitation becomes strength. Your enemies sense it before you strike. They know your will is iron, your patience infinite, and your power absolute. The stakes are absolute. Without ritual, the slightest provocation topples you, leaving your throne exposed to predators disguised as colleagues, competitors, or social pressures. With it, you move through the day as a fortress, untouchable and commanding. You convert ordinary minutes into strategic advantage, your inner citadel rising stronger with every repetition, every controlled breath, every visualized maneuver. Forge your mind. Build your armor. Rehearse your dominion. Let the repetition of mastery become a shield no chaos can pierce. Ritual is not habit. It is victory made manifest. Discipline is the throne. Your will is the crown. Whosoever wishes to be obeyed must know how to command himself. To be untouchable is not a cloak you wear. It is a citadel you build within. Every distraction, every insult, every chaotic impulse is a missile aimed at your throne. But when your mind is forged in discipline, they bounce harmlessly off your walls. You have reached the apex of mastery, the invincible mind. Here emotion no longer dictates motion. Anger, envy and fear become neutral observers as you move through life with calculated calm. Every provocation is met not with reaction, but with strategic inaction, turning attacks into opportunities for control. The invincible mind is a fortress with no gates. You contain your impulses before they betray you. Like a general surveying a battlefield, you see threats before they arrive, positioning yourself to neutralize chaos without lifting a finger. Modern life tests this daily text messages designed to provoke colleagues, aiming for emotional leverage, social media riots engineered to fracture focus. But none of it penetrates your mental armor. You are the eye in the storm, the unmoved sentinel on the wall. Perception is protection. Your enemies strike first at what they see, at what they can touch. Make yourself untouchable in appearance as well as essence. Calm, controlled, unshakable. These are signals that power flows through you, not around you. When they face you, they hesitate, guessing at intentions that do not reveal themselves, like a predator that does not show teeth until the kill. You leverage perception to dictate the tempo of every encounter. Attack becomes impossible because no weakness presents itself. Final form discipline renders reaction obsolete. You no longer fight battles as they come. You orchestrate them before they begin. Like a chess grandmaster, every engagement is calculated, every movement preordained. The impulsive strike of your opponent becomes a self-inflicted defeat. The chaos they unleash merely the echo of your control. Victory is not earned in reaction, it is assumed by design. You have transcended the need to respond. You have become the axis upon which every interaction turns. Every provocation that would topple others becomes a study in futility. Every attempt to destabilize you is a rehearsal in your supremacy. You move through the world untouchable, not because the world has changed, but because you have mastered yourself. The throne you sit upon is invisible yet unassailable. You are calm where others rage, silent where others shout, unmoved where others stumble. Fortify your mind. Command perception, render reaction obsolete. Become the axis of your own dominion. The unmoved king in a battlefield of chaos. Let the world see what cannot be touched, and it will bend to your presence without realizing it. Master yourself, nothing can touch you. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command himself. This is the summit. Every lesson, every discipline, every battle within and without coalesces into one unshakable force. You have ascended from reactive prey to apex predator. The throne is no longer a symbol. It is your mind, your body, your presence, and your timing, all fused into a single, impervious dominion. External chaos beats against your walls and shatters like glass. You are untouchable. Internal conquest precedes all victories. Your thoughts are sovereign, your impulses restrained, your emotions meticulously contained. Like a citadel carved from steel and stone, your inner kingdom cannot be breached. Distractions, provocations, manipulations, they arrive and falter, impotent against the discipline you've cultivated. Each moment of composure, each calculated pause, builds ramparts higher than the tallest siege engines. Your mind no longer reacts, it dictates. Modern life bombards with digital noise, emotional manipulation, and subtle social traps, but none can penetrate the defenses you have forged. You have learned that mastery begins within, and that dominion over self translates to dominion over circumstance. Offense becomes irrelevant. You no longer chase, you position. Opponents strike, they attack, they provoke, but you are already 3 moves ahead. Impulses die before they manifest. Your actions are not reactive, they are surgical, precise, unstoppable when unleashed. Like the predator waiting at the edge of the waterhole, you move only when victory is assured. Every chaotic attempt to destabilize you only reveals the weakness of those who fail to see the forest while staring at the noise of the trees. In this state, conflict is optional, dominance is inherent. Your presence embodies power itself. Every step, every glance, every silence is calculated to convey authority. Stoic calm, strategic intelligence, and controlled aggression merge into a single form that cannot be challenged. You project mastery without declaring it. Opponents perceive it before you act. Your aura becomes a weapon, your composure a shield, your patience a blade. They misjudge you at their peril. History is littered with leaders who underestimated the quiet force of those who mastered themselves. Julius Caesar navigated political betrayal, Alexander wielded psychological dominance, and modern strategists manipulate perception to command outcomes before a single word is spoken. You have internalized this timeless lesson. Power is as much seen as it is exercised. The convergence is complete. Morning routines sharpen instinct like sword against whetstone. Stillness becomes your secret strike, masking intent and amplifying control. Ruthless elimination clears the battlefield of distractions, leaving only the elements that serve your throne. Each discipline reinforces the next. The mind's throne is impregnable. Your energy is weaponized, your timing flawless, your aggression controlled. You are the apex predator in a jungle of chaos, observing, calculating, and reigning supreme without desperation or noise. Victory is not flashy, it is quiet, inevitable, and total. Those who attempt to unsettle you merely display their own vulnerabilities. You are the axis around which engagement turns, the unassailable force in a world of reactive players. Every thought, every gesture, every pause is a declaration. This is my domain, none may enter unprepared. None may strike unchallenged. You embody mastery so complete that the reaction itself is obsolete. Every principal mind, mourning, stillness, ruthlessness has fused into the final form. You have become the embodiment of strategic intelligence and controlled force. Presence itself disarms, silence itself intimidates, discipline itself dominates. You have transformed the ordinary battlefield of life into a theater where you are the director, the general, and the apex predator all at once. Your throne is not given, it is seized by relentless preparation and unwavering command. This is the final convergence. This is untouchable authority. This is mastery beyond provocation, beyond distraction, beyond reaction. Stand on the summit unshaken, and let the world unfold under the quiet inevitability of your control. Command yourself, command all.